From Careco TV, one of the longest running outdoor programs on television today. Exploring the country and the coast in search of adventures. From the mountains of the great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean. This is Americana Outdoors, presented by GARMIN. This week, Americana Outdoors is heading to the deer camp in Brackettville, Texas for the inaugural Yamaha Turkey-Bass Smash.
What a great event and a gathering of top industry professionals from the media side, from the professional side. It's always humbling, you know, the Yamaha team to get out here and do stuff like this, and share ideas and share passions and spread the word about the outdoors, you know, increase participation, because at the end of the day, that's great for everybody.
It's basically a combination of a turkey hunt and a bass fishing tournament all in one. And the winner of both events, kind of a point scoring system we have accumulated here. The winner takes home a big trophy along with a very high amount of bragging rights to go on top of it.
The format of Yamaha Turkey-Bass Smash is unique. On the turkey hunting portion of the Smash, turkeys will be scored based on total weight, the length of the beard, and the length of spurs. If a competitor misses or wounds a turkey, it's a -10 points. The heaviest turkey gets a 5 bonus points. The longest beard also gets a 5 bonus points. Now on the fishing side, every fish caught over 14 inches will count toward the total weight of each team. The biggest fish caught of the event will get 10 bonus points, 5 bonus points for every fish caught over 6 pounds, and 3 bonus points for every fish caught over 4 pounds. And what's at stake? It's the bragging rights and a big, beautiful one-of-a-kind trophy.
They pulled out this ridiculous huge trophy that was about 4 feet tall, and everyone was immediately in love with it. It was adorned with the best caricatures of a turkey and a bass. Everyone immediately had deep and abiding lust for this trophy. I think it could compensate for a lot of childhood shortcomings.
Woo, baby! Oh yeah, it feels good actually. It does. You feel
Got this blue. I love blue. It's my favorite color.
So we do have, to start off with our pro staff, we have the great Wade Middleton. We also have Mr. Jeff Kreit and Brandon Palaniuk, who is the current Angler of the Year. And from a media perspective, we have Skip Knowles and John Geiger, as well as Spencer Newgarth.
Okay, fire in the hole.
Every time I come out here, for one, the camp is awesome, it's wonderful. We're so close to Lake Hampstead that it's someplace I've always wanted to be able to fish. And we were able to put it together with the Yamaha outboard guys to where we all come out here. We have some of our pro staff. They bring us out in the woods, we do a great turkey hunt, and then we go out and fish Lake Hampstead. And it's been so much fun, and everyone's been loving it. We've been kind of having some fun cornhole games and everything at night just to keep that competition and everything going. And yeah, I mean, it's so glad that it finally came together.
Now, after getting some rest, all teams were up before dawn getting ready for day one. The teams were all using one of several Yamaha side-by-sides this week, ranging from 2-passenger Wolverines all the way to 6-passenger Viking Ranch limited editions.
You feel like an ass whooping is in your future for this event?
There's a possibility today, but I got faith in my guide, so I'm feeling strong about it. I got a pretty solid crew.
You know you're up against Team Kreit.
I know, that's why I'm not so scared.
That's what All right, this is day one. So the object is today is to kill 3 turkeys. We get points for the weight of the bird, the length of the spurs, and the length of the beard. We're up against some guy that claims he fishes named Brandon Palaniuk. I think he had a good year maybe in the last couple of years. I'm not sure, maybe one Angler of the Year, but who knows. Now we do have Wade over here who has a big advantage. This is his place. He knows the turkeys by name. I think he sent me to some place called the Sinkhole, whatever that tells you. You know, he's going to Turkey Holler. Palaniuk's going to turkey roost and Kreit's going to the sinkhole. We'll see how it works out. Huh.
You know, one of the best things about a camp is you got, you know, people that can run their mouth nonstop going on, and obviously you've got a professional group of nonstop mouth runners at the Turkey-Bass Smash class, the bass, the gobble gook, whatever we're calling this little derby that's going on. I feel sorry for the turkeys because we're going to watch them laugh to death. I really don't think we're going to be able to shoot one because the turkeys are going to be laughing at these calls they're going to be hearing from these guys, the sounds, and poor people trying to hide in the middle of this bush. So stay tuned. This is going to be pretty interesting. Ready to roll.
Turkey hunting on a windy day is a turkey hunter's nightmare. Coming up, teams are dealing with 25-mile-per-hour winds.
How do you aim a 36-yard shot with a 30-yard fixed pin at a 15-degree angle with a 7-inch holdover without moving a single pin? Easy. You get one of these. Zero, the auto-ranging digital bow sight from GARMIN.
As people who love the outdoors, we know what we stand for. We stand for fish, wildlife, and conserving the places they call home. We stand for the traditions we inherited and that we must pass on. We stand for great gear, fair prices, expert service, and memorable experiences. At Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, we stand together for you.
Americana Outdoors, presented by GARMIN, is brought to you by GARMIN. Fight your fish, not your fish finder. Bass Pro Shops and Cabela's, your adventure starts here. Thompson Center, America's master gunmaker. And by Yamaha ATV, real world tough. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors. We're at Deer Camp in Brackettville, Texas, for the coverage of the first Yamaha Turkey-Bass Smash. Let's start the coverage with Team 2, led by Jeff Kreit.
See, all of the teams have a GARMIN inReach, so we can tell where each team is hunting, and if we hear a shot, we're gonna assume they missed, and I'm gonna go, oh, they're at location 3928, which is turkey roost, you know, and we're gonna go over there because I've seen you shoot. The turkey's probably gonna be coming our way.
Yeah, we'll
set up an ambush. I think it's so windy, I don't think they're hearing us. Because with my expert calling, normally they're flocking to me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, here's the only good thing. I hadn't called turkeys in a long time. The deer didn't run off.
That's right, good point.
In the meantime, Team Wade decides to set up next to a dry creek bed. Skip Knowles from Wildfowl magazine will get a chance to shoot first.
Goodness, I've never heard gobbling like that anywhere. When the sun was coming up, you hear one sound up, and then it was like a wave. It was like an NFL stadium, a wave. I'm like, just thought immediately, okay, don't be a nerd. Don't shoot a jake right away. Take your time, pick a big one, because it's absolutely gonna happen. But just like Wade said, they're not being easy. They're sticking with the girls. The girls are all still together. They're dragging them off in clumps.
So as you're sitting there, you know, waiting on the turkeys, you can hear them gobbling from like 400 yards that way and about 800 yards that way, and then they all flew down off the roost and they start going that way. And when you're behind turkeys, you're behind them, and it's just so difficult once you get behind them to ever get caught up. So we kind of made a little mad dash run down and got into a draw where I thought the birds were going, and I think, you know, we made a good decision, but I mean, Porky Pig comes in and just runs the spot.
All those birds I heard disappeared somewhere else. We cut them off. We were sabotaged by wild hogs.
We are the youth team.
So if you got to run after them, I mean, we're all healthy enough where we can make that happen.
Yeah, Kreit, we got to bring in like a wheelchair and crutches and stuff. Wade's too tall, he's hard to hide. I mean, we've got a lot of advantages here.
Out here, it was awesome. Like first thing in the morning, they're gobbling everywhere. And we're just sitting there listening to it. And that actually, in that moment, made the 20-hour drive completely worth it. Sun's rising up, it's calm, and you just hear all this wildlife around, and it was unreal.
It was a tough turkey day. The wind has been blowing like crazy, hasn't died down at all. Yeah, it's great when it comes to keeping you cool, but man, it made for a tough turkey hunt. First, just starting out in the morning, we were sitting there on the ground, ready for things to happen. Of course, pigs come right in on us.
There's a serious problem in not only Southwest Texas, but across Texas and spreading out into other countries of these wild pigs that are destroying the land. Like it's an actual environmental issue because they're tearing up the terrain and it's negatively affecting a lot of the native animals that live around here. I sneak up on these pigs, I pick out the biggest one, get him, Spencer comes up and he takes a few more out. So just really felt like, you know, I was like helping out the people of Texas.
Americana Outdoors will be right back with more coverage of the Yamaha Turkey-Bass Smash after these messages.
The all-new Yamaha Wolverine X4 offers 4 times the proven off-road capability, 4 times the comfort, and 4 times the confidence to deliver 4 times the excitement on your next outdoor adventure.
Man versus nature. It's a tale as old as time. An external struggle, pitting the hero against an animal in a battle of strength and wits to see who'll come out victorious. Will you accept the challenge? Performance Center by Smith&Wesson. Performance when it matters most.
Introducing the Stealth NXT, the narrowest and most accurate 10-point crossbow ever. Measuring an ultra-narrow 6 inches wide, the Stealth NXT unleashes devastating speeds up to 410 feet per second, generating jaw-dropping kinetic energy and match-grade downrange accuracy, all on a whisper-quiet shot, 3 times quieter than the competition. The all-new Stealth NXT from 10-Point.
Americana Outdoors, presented by GARMIN, has been brought to you by Performance Center by Smith&Wesson. Performance when it matters most. Conquest Sense, hunting and dog training sense. And by Bradley Smoker, food smoking made easy. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors and the coverage of the inaugural Yamaha Turkey-Bass Smash. We're at deer camp in Brackettville, Texas.
Now, Wade was kind enough to kind of break it down into areas, because, I mean, a ranch that big, you could get lost on and be never seen again. That's a big ranch. And the first, I was very concerned because we're pretty early in the turkey season. It was very windy, and I haven't turkey hunted in a while, but I've hunted them long enough to know when the wind really blows, they're hard to hunt. So when we went out there, they weren't gobbling very well.
We heard some, but they're not coming to the call. So, and I'm like, we gotta go. So we take off walking. And we walk, and we walk, and we walk. And when I say we walk, this may not be a lot for some of you, but for me, we walked 9.6 miles. That's a long way. And my cameraman, he's not carrying around a little camera like this. He's carrying around the full meal deal. I mean, the big camera. I'm talking the NFL football cameras. I mean, the real thing. So we walked, and I know they were hating me. And I'd lost faith that we were gonna kill a turkey.
I don't know, it was actually about 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning. We were walking on near a big sendero, and we were kind of peeking around the sendero because you could see far up, and we saw, it was probably half a mile away, there were some turkeys up there. So we ducked back, got in the shadows, set up real quick, and I was on the gun. We only had one gun. It was a single shot, Thompson Center Pro Hunter, 12 gauge, and so I set up and I was ready, and Kreit started calling with his mouth call, and he did a real good job of bringing them in. They didn't come in at first. It took a while. Heck, they were pretty far away.
In a minute, walk down. Okay. Like slide real tight and see if they're on the road. Okay.
And I saw 3 turkey heads just pop up behind a bush.
Go get him.
Somebody's leading. Good job.
Way to go, team.
Damn right.
Team Kreit.
I'll be honest with you. I was kind of skeptical about hunting turkey before people not gobbling. Those birds never gobble. All right, we've got the GARMIN inReach here, which is a really cool deal because we have no cell phone service here, and it's not only it's good for safety. Like I carry one on my offshore boat now, so I can text people and say, hey, I'm going to stay an extra night. There's always service, and it's also good because we're keeping in touch with the other hunters. And I'm looking at all these texts, and I see any luck, we're only seeing pigs, we're moving spots. And the last deal was any luck, and my response was turkey down. So the game plan there is to get in their old heads a little bit. I'm not lying, there's a turkey down.
How much are pigs worth? I guarantee. Well, it's about lunchtime right now, and obviously the 2 teams that are in last place at this point in the juncture are all eating lunch. Morale's a little low. We have heard tell that there's been one bird down already, but the wind's pretty tough, so it's making it really tough conditions. But, you know, that's part of hunting. You got to adjust to it and see what you can figure out.
Word on the street is that Kreit has shot a Jake. I'm sure it probably just has a mustache, is my guess. It's probably just a turkey with a mustache.
I think they're afraid that they may give too much away. You know, maybe they got a little pattern going on with turkeys. Jeff, you know, he's not always stable, you know. He may be a little bit nervous that somebody may jump out in front, and I don't know where they're at. Hopefully they're not lost. Who knows with him.
Next up, Team Wade comes up with a new game plan after failing to find a Big Tom. Stay tuned.
What does it take to make EverCalm deer scent? It takes a deer farmer who raises whitetails. It takes mixing the special blend of EverCalm, testing each batch.
That smells good.
And then pouring each container. Once it's cooled, each container is cleaned, examined, and packaged for shipping. It takes the finest deer herd and a great team of people to make the best hunting scent available. EverCalm from Conquest Scents.
We plan all year for this. We hone our skills. We have confidence in the gear we choose. We pour over thousands of images and videos. When the time comes, Will you be ready? Introducing the all-new 4K camera by Stealth Cam. Proven.
Purina's Quick Draw is the perfect solution for attracting deer to your location and providing them with the essential nutrients that will encourage their growth.
Use these blocks where you can, and I promise you, not only are you going to see more game, but the game's going to benefit from you placing it out.
At Sawyer, we use the best technology to make simple products that keep you going regardless of your journey. So whether you're boating, hiking, fishing, camping, or hunting, we keep you outdoors with a full lineup of products to both protect you and make the outdoors more enjoyable. Sawyer, we keep you outdoors.
Protect it or lose it.
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 Protect it
or lose it. Protect it or lose it.
Engel's got the original high-performance cooler and a whole lot more. Engel coolers, go with the original.
Americana Outdoors, presented by GARMIN, has been brought to you by Stealth Cam Digital Scouting Cameras, Proven, Walker's Game Ear, Protect it or lose it, and by Purina Quick Draw Mineral Blocks, a difference you can see. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors.
We know we're behind right now. Kreit's on the board. You know, I know they're hunting pretty aggressively, and he's a good caller. He knows what he's doing and everything. And right now, I've already messed up Brandon. I drove by him, and he had a bird strutting out in front of him. I go zoom down the road and everything. So I've already blocked him, but Kreit's got one down. And, and it's noon. We're down to like less than 4 hours of time left, and I kind of called an old Hail Mary, and I said, guys, this is going to be a long run, but I think if we sit down, eventually, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, and old Tom will slide by before 4. We went back and piled up under some trees in the shade and pretty much just took turns taking naps, waiting for a Tom.
And he said, all right, guys, we can go to this one spot and do that kind of sit around calling that we don't like, and it's not the most exciting thing, but if we do that for 3 hours, I guarantee you we'll get a shot at a bird.
So in between all the naps we've been taking, and I mean, I've already seen Sean, he's down 2 or 3 times the drool running down the side of his mouth, and everybody's down at one time or the other. Off in the distance, you start to see a couple of heads coming through that brush, and I mean, it's thick to the point that I can't even find them all in the camera, and I'm just turning on verbs and trying to get everybody lined up and get what I can, and I can see intensity starting to come because the hammer's cocked on the TC, and it's as soon as he's getting shot, he's gonna take it.
And then suddenly there's a hen in front of you. Suddenly there's 15 hens in front of you. Suddenly they're going the wrong direction, and there's a big boy with his glowing neon bulb head and his fan, and your heart just elevates through your chest, and you reach for your gun, try to remember to breathe, go slowly. I'm like, I gotta do it. And after 2 and something hours of laying there in the leaves in the hot sun, it's just amazing how fast it all happened. It's incredible, I'll never forget it. Sticks, limbs, barks flying. We found 20 bullet holes in the different limbs and everything. But down he went, and it was a buzzard bird, and a really thrilling moment that brought it all back about what it's all about. When I first seen him walk out, I thought he was the biggest turkey on earth. Then when I ran up there, I thought he was a glorified jake because his beard was very thin. Lo and behold, Wade's like, he's bigger than you think he is. And we get him back and he stretched his beard out 9 1/4 inches. I was pretty ecstatic given the pressure of a tournament situation.
All right, Wade's got one. Man, just knocked one down. At 3:30, took it to the wire. So we may or may not be in first place. I'm gonna guess probably if he killed one, it may be bigger than ours.
That's 343 right now. I think if we head back down to that spot,
got one last chance.
We have a shot.
We got back to camp and no one else had topped that bird. We're like, well, surely a big turkey. A guy can't beat it with some bass. And Wade goes, well, yeah, but we're fishing against 2 of the world's greatest fishermen tomorrow. And I'm like greatest in Texas? The greatest in the world. And I'm like, and I'm like, but you didn't set the tournament up so a little fish could beat a big tom turkey. He's like, oh yeah, that's exactly how it's gonna work.
3:32 is when I sent the in-reach message. That's cutting it as close as you can. But here's the thing, if you quit, if you quit early, you're done. You don't get a chance to have success. And so that's just kind of gonna be the theme. We're gonna hunt and fish to the end. We've got a lead going into day 2, but here's the thing, one cast and that lead can evaporate.
Well, coming up next week, it's bass fishing time for the inaugural Yamaha Turkey-Bass Smash.
Oh, it's a big one, big one!
Who will come out on top and take home the giant trophy, along with a huge amount of bragging rights? Find out next week on Americana Outdoors.
All right, this is day 1. This is the Turkey-Bass Blast. Yamaha Turkey-Bass Bash? Yamaha Bass Turkey-Bass Blast. The Yamaha Turkey-Bass Smash. Turkey-Bass Smash. I'm having a hard time with that, man. There's so many adjectives that I want to throw in there, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, not the right one.
Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production.
Many said that we were just obsessed when we started, that there had to be an easier way to smoke food. As time passed, the Bradley family created a lineup of Bradley electric smokers that has made it easier for the novice or even expert chef to get perfect results every time they use it. Grab yourself a Bradley smoker and take your cooking to an all-new level.
I love being out here on the tour. It's all about chasing the unseen in the toughest conditions. My gear is my edge, my advantage. It's what keeps me at the top of my game. Year after year.
Wiley X, with removable gaskets to block wind, dust, and peripheral light.
Mummy's is the leader when it comes to wildlife management products in Texas. With 4 store locations around San Antonio and the ability to deliver feed all across the state, from bulk deer feed deliveries to feeders and blinds, they have all your wildlife management needs covered. They are the largest Purina Antler Max dealer in the nation, so deer nutrition is their specialty. Call today to discuss your nutritional program. Visit them on the web for more information. When it comes to wildlife needs, Mummy's is the leader.
From out on the water, straight to the grill, and everywhere in between, Americana Outdoors has you covered. Our newly designed website features instructional videos, product reviews, and cooking recipes from some of the top contributors in the business. For even more Americana Outdoors content, sign up for the monthly e-magazine, featuring the latest outdoor news and trending topics in the industry. Don't miss out on your chance to learn from the pros. Visit AmericanaOutdoors.com now.
Tired of forgetting to set a recording or missing the latest episode of your favorite outdoors show? Check out Outdoor Action today. Never miss a second of shows like Americana Outdoors, Cabela's Fisherman's Handbook, and Whitetail Diaries. All of this at the press of a button, without a subscription fee required. Start watching your favorite shows when you want to watch them by going to OutdoorAction.com or through the Outdoor Action channel on any Roku device.